Frank Luntz is the top pollster for the Republicans. He's their wordsmith. He's the guy that plays with the words and tells you what works and doesn't work. There was a shocking moment a couple of months ago where, or a little longer than that, when he came out and said, yeah, you know what's interesting? Capitalism is not testing well. So let's stay away from that word, which was an amazing moment. And he said, there are so many different things that used to work for the Republicans in terms of language that were just not working anymore. Basically, what had happened was that American people had caught on to the flim-flam scam that the Republican Party has been running. So their bottom line is they want tax cuts for the rich. So they have to keep reinventing words that keep getting, that the American people keep getting wise to for tax cuts for the rich, for greed. It's, great libertarian principles and freedom and economic freedom. He's like, that's not even testing well anymore. We even used up economic freedom. So now he's on Fox News again, and he's saying something interesting about another set of words that aren't working. Let's watch.
So you believe the error is smaller government. The adjustment should be more effective and efficient government. Why are those words so much more important?
Because the American people don't care what the size of government is. They do care what types of services government gives and, quite frankly, how much government takes. And so that's important in this tax debate.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That is their top wordsmith. He's been controlling the dialogue from the Republican side for several decades now, saying we've lost the fight on smaller government. The American people don't necessarily want smaller government. They want efficient government, effective government. That's exactly right. Who's been telling you that? I've been saying that for 10 years. The American people are on our side, and they're tired of this nonsense about, well, smaller government is always better. No, it's not. It depends. It depends. Do you want more teachers? I don't know. How many students do you have? Do you need more cops? I don't know. How much crime do you have? How much of a defense budget do you need? Well, it depends on the situation, doesn't it? Are you in a war? Are you not in a war? Who are you fighting against? So this idea that the government must always be smaller has been defeated. And the top Republican pollsters in the country is saying, we have lost. We have to find a different way to try to trick the American people into voting for less spending for the middle class and more tax cuts for the rich. Later in the segment, he talked about other words that should be replaced. He said, stop talking about capping spending. That is not polling well. You need to start talking about controlling spending. That polls better. Look at that, man. It's all marketing. They take what they want, their objective, and they try to find the best words, and they poll and they poll and they test all these things until they get to the result that they want. It gets better. They say, stop talking about tax reform. That's not playing well either. These are their go-to moves for the last 20, 30, 40 years. They're saying, all right, well, so we're going to have to switch that. Before we used to trick people by saying, I'm not asking for tax cuts for rich and corporations. I'm just asking for tax reform. Well, they're not buying it anymore. So the new words are, we want taxes that are simpler, flatter, and fairer. Now, are they actually fair? No, they actually shift the taxes more onto the middle class by cutting the top bracket taxes. That's the taxes the Republican Party and Frank Luntz is pushing for. Is it fair? No. Is it simpler? No. But it doesn't matter. Just call it that. And my favorite part, they want to cut Social Security and Medicare. There's no question about that. That is the main thing that they're asking President Obama to give in on in their rounds of negotiations over the budget, right? But you don't want to say you're cutting Social Security and Medicare because that would be deeply unpopular. So, instead of saying we should control or limit the growth of those programs, which is what the Republicans have been saying, you should start saying that we are saving and strengthening entitlement programs. How? By cutting them. So since you've run out of all words on your side, take the exact opposite of what you're doing, a more unfair tax, and cutting Social Security, and call it a fairer tax and strengthening Social Security. And you will hear those words. They don't do these polls for nothing. You will hear them from the Republican side. They will talk about, what we want to do is save Social Security. We want to strengthen Medicare. And every time they say that, remember what they actually mean. Cut Social Security and Medicare. And unfortunately, since President Obama largely agrees with them on that count, you will hear him using similar language. So when either side, when the politicians start talking about protecting and saving and strengthening Social Security and Medicare, grab your wallet, because they're coming to get your money. That's what's happening, and Frank Luntz explains it. JR.
possibly unrelated, but Frank Luntz needs to do some polls about wearing that goatee and beard, because I don't think that's going to work. You can't convince people. I mean, there's an idea. First thing I saw was, whoa.
No. That's hilarious that you point that out, because Frank Luntz is an excellent embodiment of the Republican message. That is the fakest toupee in history. Everybody's known for the last 20, 30 years that he's wearing an awful toupee, right? But what is he doing? He's covering up the reality with a really bad toupee of his hair. In the reality, Frank Luntz is bald, but it's not bold. Being bald doesn't poll well. So he gets a toupee instead. Now, to be fair to Frank, his toupee has improved. In the past, it was ridiculous. It would nearly fall off his head. Now, Republican money will buy you a slightly better toupee.